All right, guys, we got a lot to get done, so go ahead and get your ACTs ready to go, okay? We're a little bit behind. Paper's frozen. Have we gone over 26 through 30 yet? No. No. All right, here we go. 26. Quick. Here we go.
We haven't even done 30.
I know. That's why we're going to these. 26. Do I need to go over 26? If you're talking, I hate it if I'm leaving you behind because we have things to do. Here we go. 26. Yes, we need to do 26. So all you have to do is plug in your answers. Let's see. It looks like F's going to be my answer. So negative 10 minus 24. And that is negative 34. And what's the absolute value of negative 34? 34. And that is not less than or equal to 30. So all you had to do is plug in. All right, 27. Do I need to go over 27?
No.
No? Nobody needs 27 going once? 27 going twice?
Oh.
All right, 28. Does anybody need 28? 28?
Sure.
Yes? Okay. So I need to factor this piece right here. X squared plus 8x plus 7. How does that factor?
1.
1 and 7, positive or negative? Both positive? Yes, very good. And then I just have that x minus 3 on the bottom. Remember right there next to it? On the bottom, I need to factor x squared plus 4x minus 21. How does that factor? Signs? Which one's positive?
7.
7. And this one is? Negative. So,
How did you?
I just factored. X squared plus 4x minus 21. Factors of 21 that abstract to 4. That's all I did. All right, what happens? They all cancel out. But anything divided by itself is how much, people? It is 1. So x plus 7 divided by x plus 7 is 1. X minus 3 divided by x minus 3 is 1. X plus 1 divided by x plus 1 is 1. It does not give you 0. It gives you 1. Got it good? All right. What about 29 on the back? Does anybody need 29 on the back? Yes? Okay. Or not on the back, on the next page. Okay, let's see. Oh, 29's got a bunch of words. Hold on. Let's read it. Okay. The mean of a set of data contains 9 items was found. So they found the mean. What is that's median. What is median?
Middle.
That's the middle, right? So they lined up 9 numbers, and they found the number in the middle. Okay, got it good? Okay. 4 data items were added to the set. Okay, so they added, instead of 9 items, how many do we have now? We have 13, right? So 9 plus 4 is 13. 2 of those items were greater than the original median, and 2 of those items were less than the original median.
That means they cancel.
That means they cancel each other out, right? Okay, so that's the same. Which one is that? That is B. Got it good? All right, what about 30? Last one. 30?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, so you have to know the area of a circle. What is the area of a circle? Pi r squared, Gracie, very good. So I need to find the area of the small circle. Then I need to find the area of the big circle. And what can I do to those 2 answers to find the area of the shaded? I can subtract, very good. So here we go. Area of the small, which would be the S. Pi r squared. What is your r? 5. Half of 10 is 5. So that's 25 pi. Notice how my answer choices are left in pi. So I'm going to leave my answer in pi. Then area of the large is pi r squared. Very good. That 10 is the diameter of the small, but it is the radius of the large. Very good. And what is 10 squared? 100. Good. And then subtract them, and what do you get? 75. And that was K. Y'all okay? All right. Here we go. Tomorrow we're going to do 31 through 34. So that was the 30 problems. What was the best strategy to do 30 problems in how many minutes? 23 minutes. There you go. Got it good? Okay. You are going to have, listen to me. you're going to have 15 minutes for your quiz today. Then we have to do some stuff after that, okay? If you have not finished your checkpoint, then you need to do your checkpoint right now, quickly. Here we go. We got stuff to do to get caught up. All right, we got to finish up page 3. So we just took our quiz.
Wait, can you scroll up?
What do you mean?
So I can just like write down the stuff.
Quickly. Quickly, like 2 minutes, and then the rest of it you'll have to go for Google Classroom to get. All right, so we are going to finish up as much of our lessons as possible, and then tomorrow is Friday. We'll do a checkpoint. We'll do our homework, kind of classwork stuff in class. Monday we'll review, and I'll have to look at the calendar to see if we can push back because of the work keys and the AP tests and stuff. See if we can push back to Wednesday. I will look at that and take out tomorrow, okay? All right, here we go. Number 8.
We have to finish number 7.
We didn't finish number 7. That is correct. So 2 to what power is 64?
8.
No.
2 to the what? Oh. No.
Use your calculators. Quit railing out random numbers. 6. Thank you. Now that they are the same base, you can now find your x. What is your x? 6. There you go. All right, number 8. Here we go. So let's rewrite this. What power of blank gives you blank? So what power of 8 gives you 64. So 8 to what power gives you 64? Squared. So x is 2. Got it good? All right. Number 9. What power of what? 2 equals the cube root of 2. Now all you have to do is not freak out. You just have to remember how to rewrite that.
No. 1/3.
To the 1/3. Very good. So, and then you see they already have the same base. So my x is 1/3. All you had to do is just remember how to rewrite it, okay? All right, number 10. What power? Excuse me. The power of what? 2 gives you. Now instead of saying 1/8, I want to rewrite that as 8 to the -1. It's already 8 to the 1 right here. And when I bring it to the top, it becomes -1. So 2 to what power is 8? To the 3, and then it's times -1. So what does x equal? -3. Very good. Y'all okay? Okay. All right. So normally we would do these last two together, but we're a little stretched for time. So let's do these together instead of on our own. So what power of what?
2.
It gives you 2. So what does x equal? There's an understood 1 right there. Very good. Y'all okay? You're going to have to put your thinking caps on for number 12. You ready? What power of what? 2 gives you 1.
1 squared.
Definitely not. That's still 1.
Blackman,
Yes, ma'am.
may I have Madison's paperwork to the office after class, please?
Yes, ma'am. So 1 squared is 1. Huh?
2i.
What was that, Cornisha? 0. 2 to the x equals 2 to the 0, because anything to the 0 power is 1. So what does my x equal? 0. Very good, Cornisha. Very good. Are y'all okay? Get it good? All right, let's move on. So remember, what was a logarithm? What was the whole point of a logarithm? What is it the same as? Read back through your notes. Say that again. An exponent, Sydney. Very good. So they're the same thing as an exponent, okay? So we're going to take our exponential form, and they want us to rewrite it in logarithmic notation. You ready? So how do we say these again? How do I read this right here? How do we read this? No. That's not how we read that. Quit talking, please. Log base 3 of 9 equals 2. Let's all say that together since I'm the only one talking. You ready? Base 3 of 9 equals 2. Okay, that makes a huge difference. You ready? So we're going to rewrite this. Log base. That's the key word, base. It's the same thing as your base already. What is your base already? 4. So log base 4 of not 2, of 16 equals 2. All right, number 14. Log base what? A of C equals B. Very good. All right, you tell me 15. You ready? Very good. Very good. All right, now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go backwards. Now they give us the logarithmic notation, and they want us to write exponential notation. So what's my base? And it's still going to be my base. What's my power? Squared equals? Isn't that right? Isn't 7 squared 29? Okay. All right, what about 17? What's my base? A to what power? There you go. And number 18? Well, 2 to the z. Very good. Not 2z. 2 to the z. Y'all okay? Anybody lost? Okay, the back of that is the review that we're going to do tomorrow. So right now, let's go ahead and go to page 5, which is lesson 7-4, which is the last lesson that you will need to learn for your test next week.
What you said, make the word homework?
No, page 4 is the review that we're going to do tomorrow. Uh-oh. All right, so what are we doing in 7-4? We are solving. Josh, Matthew, ready? Okay, pretend like this is not there. It's the exact same thing. Well, actually, do pretend like that's there, actually. It's the exact same thing that we just did, right? But the only difference is now there's an x that we need to solve for. So how do I rewrite this? What's my base? 36. What's my power? 3 over 2, 3 halves. Very good. And what's it equal? X. Now all I have to do is rewrite that. So how do I rewrite 36 to the 3 halves? The radical, a square root, and my power is 3. And now you use your handy dandy calculator. You ready? Square root 36 caret 3. And so what's x equal? 216. Get it good? All right, let's look at number 2. Number 2 is the same thing, but it's backwards. Now, if I were you, and you're like me, because I'm a little dyslexic, I like to have things the exact same way that I've been doing it. So, especially because this stuff can be a little tricky when you're looking at it, right? So I like to rewrite it in the exact same way that I've been doing it. So now what's my base? 6 to what power? 3x. And what does it equal? And all I have to do to get that exponent is what? That's what you just took a quiz on. Like literally 5 minutes ago. Very good. 6 to what power is 216? To the third. Now and only now that my bases are the same, I can set my exponents equal, divide, and what is x? 1. Very good. Y'all okay? All right, let's do number 3. Number 3, same thing. You don't have to do this, but I like to rewrite them because if not, my dyslexia really kicks in. What's my base? 3 to what power? And what does it equal? And in order to solve for x, they have to have the same base. So 3 to what power is 243? Use your calculator. 3 to the 5th. Very good. And so now that they have the same base, you can set their exponents equal, add the 4 over, and what's your x equal? Beautiful. Y'all okay? Pretty easy, but very important. Like, this is big for pre-cal, okay?
How did you get the 3 to the 5th?
3 to the 5th is 243. All right, what's my base on number 4? 4 to what power? To the 5th is equal to... Don't make it difficult. What can you do?
4 caret 5.
4 caret 5 is how much? 1024. And what can I do now? Add the 20, and you get 1044 equals 4x. Divide by 4, and what does x equal? Very good. Got it good? Okay, let's see if we can finish out this page today. Here we go. All right, Matthew, can you read me that bullet right there above 5 and 6?
If b is a positive number other than 1, then log b or log base b of x equals log base b of y, if only if x equals 1.
Very good on reading that. Very good. So, what in the world does that mean? That means if your base is positive, meaning it's other than 1, meaning your base is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, right? You got it good? If that is your b, then what does that mean about your x and y? They're the same. They're equal. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so let's look at number 5. Are my bases the same?
Yes.
Are they positive?
Yes.
Are they bigger than 1? Yes. So what can I do?
X squared minus 4 equals 3x.
Perfect. Now remember back to Algebra 1. Hopefully if you had me, you remember, because I harped it and harped it and harped it and drove it into your head. When you have an exponent, what do you want it to equal instead of 3x?
0.
Perfect. You want it to equal 0. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to add, I'm going to subtract 3x over. So it is x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 0. And now what do you see? What do you notice? You can factor. Oh my gosh, that stinking factoring keeps coming up. So what are the factors of 4? Negative 4. That add or subtract me negative? Negative 4 and what? Positive 1. 4 times 1 is 4. And that means that x equals 4 and x equals negative 1. Do not circle them. You ready? We have to plug them back in because our logarithms cannot be negative. Our answers cannot be negative. This can be negative. Our x's can be negative. That's not a big deal. But our actual answer, our final answer, cannot be negative. So let's plug it in. You ready? Use your calculator. Here we go. So let's plug it in here. You ready? 4 squared minus 4 is how much? Is that negative? So I'm good, right? But it's got to equal the other side. What's 3 times 4? 12. So I know that's an answer. Why is it an answer? Because both sides equaled each other. They both equal 12. And my answer was positive. Now let's plug in negative 1. Now what must you use around the negative 1 when you square it? Parentheses. And then it is subtract 4. And look at what my answer is. What is my answer? Negative 3. Your final answer cannot be negative. This x is perfectly okay at being negative as long as when you plug it in, it doesn't give you a negative. So how do I write that that's not my answer? Cannot equal a line through it. Very good. You may want to make yourself a note so that way when you're doing your checkpoint tomorrow, you're like, why in the heck did I mark that one out? This gave me final answer of a negative. So my final answer was a negative. Not because the negative 1 was negative, because when I plugged it in, it was negative. Does that make sense? All right, let's look at number 6. Are my bases equal? Are they negative? Is the base something other than 1, bigger than 1? Yes, so that means I can set x squared minus 15 equal to 2x. And when you have an exponent, you do not want it to equal 2x. You want it to equal what number? 0. So move the 2x over by subtracting. And I can factor. How does that factor? 5 and 3. What kind of signs? Positive 5 or positive 3? Positive 3. Very good. Positive 3 and negative 5, right? So my answer is x equals 5. Don't circle it. and x equals -3. Don't circle it. So let's plug it in. You ready? Okay, where are we at? All right, so plug it in. So we have 5 squared minus 15, right? Did it give us a negative answer? No, but we got to make sure it equals the other side. What's 2 times 5? It's the same thing we got, right? So that one's okay. All right, it doesn't matter that the 3 is negative. What matters is that when you plug it in and you use parentheses like you're supposed to, that gives me a negative answer. So that means it's not my answer. No, the negatives will not always be marked out, okay? Are y'all okay? All right, let's look at number 7. We got 2 more and then we'll call it a day, okay? All right, what about number 7? Are my bases the same?
Yes.
Are they both positive? Are they both bigger than 1? Yes, very good. So, here we go. You ready? Which ones do you want to move? Do you want to move the x squared and make it negative? Or do you want to move the -6x minus 8? -6 and the 8. You always want that leading coefficient to be positive, especially this x squared, because we've never talked about how to factor a negative x squared. Not that it can't be done. It's just it's easier to do it the way you know how to do it, right? So how's that factor? X plus 4, x plus 2. Very good. Oh my goodness, both of my answers are negative this time. Whew. Okay, well let's see. Ready? What is -4 squared? Positive 16, right? Let's plug it in on the other side. -6 times -4 minus 8. Does it also give me positive 16? Yes. So, like I said, it's okay that the x is -4 as long as it doesn't give me a negative answer. Right, Mike? Let's plug in the other one. -2 squared is how much? Positive 4, right? So let's plug it in the other side. -6 times -2 minus 8. What does that give you? It gives you 4. So they're both my answer. What does that mean? That means that either one worked, right? Bless you. Does that make sense? Got it good? How in the world? What does that mean? Okay, what do logarithms mean again? Exponents, right? Okay, so let's think about 4 and 2. What is 4 squared? 16. Can you think of 2 to some power that also gives me 16?
Wait.
4. See how they both give me the same answer? Does that make sense? That's how you can have 2 of the same answers. All right, here we go. Last one. Look at your bases. Are they the same? Are they negative? Are they bigger than 1? Yes. So I can set 3x plus 8 equal to x squared plus x. Now, what do I want it to equal? What number? 0. And I want my leading coefficient, I want my x squared to be positive. So that means I want to move the 3 and the 8 to them, okay? All right, so here we go. X squared. If I subtract the 3, what's 1 minus 3? -2x, and then minus 8. And if you need to, you can rewrite it, switch it around. You don't have to. Some people need it. All right, well, how does that factor? Perfect. Okay, so I get x equals 4 and x equals -2. And I got to check them. Here we go. So 3 times 4 plus 8 is 20, right? That's positive. It's got to give you the same thing on the other side. 4 squared plus 4 is also 20. So that is an answer. All right, let's check -2. 3 times -2 plus 8 is positive 2, right? Let's do the other one. -2 squared plus -2 is, it is also 2. Very good. So since my answers are positive and the same, y'all okay? Get it good? All right, tomorrow, what are we going to do? Review. So that'll be page, 4? And that'll be a homework grade too, all right? What else are we going to do tomorrow? Track points. Now, here we go. I have thought about that, by the way, and you will get something tomorrow.
Yay!
I know. My sweet little angels were so good yesterday. Or what day was that? Tuesday? I don't remember what day it was. All right. Now, several of you have been asking for something to help your grade. And here you go.
Is this a like
No, this is a project. It should be a very easy project. And it is required. So you do have to do it. Because in looking at the calendar, we're not going to be able to get in 6 tests in time for the quarter if we didn't do some kind of a project. So we're going to do this project. And let's look at it. You ready? Now, you're going to turn in your project early. You know how you have English class? And what do you turn in before you turn in your final draft? You turn in a rough draft. So what are you going to do with this project? You're going to turn in a rough draft. Now, that rough draft is not required to be able to turn in your project. But if you don't turn in your rough draft, you'll get a 0 out of 10 as a homework grade, okay? But if you want to take that, that's fine. And also, if you fail your project, I will tell your mommy it is because you did not turn your rough draft in. Yes, ma'am.
Does our rough draft have to be like
Beautiful?
the actual poster,
No.
or is just
No, just so I can check your math.
Okay.
The rough draft, that's a good question, Gracie. The rough draft, I'm just checking your math, okay? If you want to make it pretty and stuff like that, yes, I will give you extra credit for your final project. But the rough draft does not have to be quote-unquote pretty.
So if we don't have our math right, that's like,
If you don't have your math right for your rough draft, I will tell you that it's not right, and I will give you the opportunity to fix it before.
so you want
Kind of like a checkpoint. Like, I'm not going to make you have a 100 on your rough draft, but if you want to continue to work it until it is a 100, then I will let you do that, if you want to do that.
But will you still take off points
What do you mean?
Wait,
for the math if we get it wrong and instead?
On your final project?
No.
no,
On the rough draft? No.
Turn in the rough draft.
So if we turn it in, we get on time. We get 10 out of 10.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Am I checking your rough draft for correctness? Yes. However, you can get the opportunity to fix your rough draft and turn it back in. So you should theoretically be able to get a 100 on the rough draft or a 10 out of 10 on your rough draft. Okay, I'm not going to make you get a 10 out of 10 like the checkpoints, but you will have the opportunity. You can turn it in and turn it in and turn it in until you get a 100 if you would like. Okay, it's pretty easy. And you have technology available to you. That's all I'm going to tell you. Hint, hint. Hopefully you're listening to me. You have technology available to you. Use it. Get it good? What technology am I referring to?
Google.
In math class? A calculator. Use it. Now, what does it say that your requirements are? We're not finished. I did not back up, please. What's the first requirement? You should know how to graph that. We've done it 1,001 times. First thing is to graph it using a table of values. Yes, you must write down the table of values that you graph. So, in other words, you have to have your pretty little table with X and Y and then all your numbers in between here. Got it good?
Can we just like make up, like do whatever we want?
No, ma'am. What technology are you using? Okay. You don't make up anything. You use your technology. Number 2, your requirement is to determine the domain and range, which we have done before. You have taken checkpoints and quizzes and tests. Number 3, determine the end behavior. What do I mean about the end behavior? I mean, as X goes to whatever, then f of X goes to whatever, right? Do you remember doing this before? Okay. Second requirement is the same exact thing, but now what are you going to do? A cube root. Ladies and gentlemen, have we talked about a cube root in class?
No.
Graphing one, should I say? No. We have talked about cube roots, we have. But we have not talked about graphing them, okay? So first thing, graph it using a table of values. You're not making anything up. You're using your technology. Get it good? Okay. Then you're going to determine the domain and range. And then you're going to do the end behavior. Number 3, you're going to do a fourth root. No, we have not talked about graphing a fourth root. Okay? But they're very similar to the x squared and the x to the fourth. Just like this square root of x is very similar to what other graph? X to what power? X squared, right? It's a parabola turned sideways and only half of it.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah.
God, I didn't count it wrong.
And the last one, questions, 2 questions. Compare and contrast. What does that mean?
Like and unlike.
Likes and unlikes,
Differences.
differences, and similarities. There you go. Compare and contrast the domain and range of even root and odd root functions. So how many different things should you have for your answer on number 1? 2. You should compare and contrast the even roots, compare and contrast the odd roots. Number 2, compare and contrast the end behaviors of even roots and odd roots. On the back is not the rest of your project, but the back is your rubric. So you should be able to grade your own project and make sure that everything is completed before you even turn it in. Before you even turn your rough draft in, you should be able to turn it in and make sure that you have everything completed. Got it good? All right. Yes, ma'am.
So do you want this like on an actual poster, or can we just like have
You can do it on a piece of graph paper, but the prettier it is, the more bonus points you get. All right. Let's talk about when. Excuse me. Let's talk about when this is due. You ready? This will no. Gosh, no. This will be due on February 24th. February 24th. Rough drafts are whenever you want to turn them in. But I will not take any rough drafts after this date. I will not take any rough drafts after this date. Got it good? Do not, listen to me. Don't you dare wait till the day before and get yourself stressed out and then freak out and tell all your other teachers not to give you a test that day because you got a project the night before. You know about it. Y'all have a great day. What, babe? What? What?
But you're not gonna put 0 in, like,
What?
for the table, like, the